YouTube, Autumn Beckman here. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. Today I have a video for you that I hope will be helpful. This is 10 popular Louis Vuitton items that do not work for everyone. And the way I got this information was from the Facebook Louis Vuitton Addicted group. Months ago, I asked this question. I asked, what's a popular Louis Vuitton item that doesn't work for you? And I took the answers and I took my own experience, and this is the information that I'm passing along to you. I hope it will help you decide what to buy, what not to buy in your own life. These items are in no particular order. I'm just gonna start going down my list and tell you about them. Some I have in my collection, some don't. Those I don't, I'll put a picture up here, starting with this first one, the 4 or the 6 key holder. This is a piece you see a lot of YouTubers talking about as a fantastic piece that they find really versatile and they love it and they've had it for a long time and it's held up well and they use it every day. It's something that I thought I wanted. I had it on my wish list for a while before I bought it because I was on the fence about whether I really wanted it and whether it would work for me. Before I bought it, I found a 6 key holder at a Kate Spade outlet and I purchased that for about $30 to try it out before I spent like $250 on the Vuitton version. And I found out quickly it did not work for me. So the problem that I had with it was that using it as a key holder, I have these big keys, which I do not have in front of me, but I have a card that still takes a key. I don't have a fancy card that just has a button that you push or something. So my car key is pretty big, and then our apartment has a gate that has a remote, and then there's another remote for something else. Oh, I used to have a remote for my car, but it stopped working, so I don't have that anymore. So at one point I had 2 remotes and this giant key. That didn't all fit in without having keys hanging out of the thing, and what's the point of having a key holder if the keys are hanging out of it, right? But even if they had fit, when I put my car key in the car and turn it on, then this big thing, the key holder and all the keys are hanging from the dash, from the wheel, right? I have heard people complain that that gets in their way with their leg. And then I remember some recalls, I forget what vehicle it wasn't mine, but some other vehicle where they were having ignition problems and you'd be driving and like if you had a heavy keychain, it would just turn off. So that freaked me out some. So the main thing was I didn't want that big thing hanging there. And then also I carry a lot of things to and from work. I have a cart that I wheel so I don't have to carry it on my back. And because I have back problems, I don't want to carry a bunch of heavy stuff like my bag and my computer and all the other stuff I take. So I have this cart and I have my handbag, and sometimes I have other things. Teachers take a lot of stuff to work. So I need my keys. I need to be able to access my keys with one hand, and having my keys confined in this little snap thing didn't work with one hand. I had to like unsnap it and then find the key and all that, and that just didn't work for me. So those are the reasons that piece didn't work for me. I think a lot of people have the same issues with that piece, but a lot of people also love that piece, and it's versatile because you can use it as a key holder, but in the Vuitton version there's also a place where you can put cards like your ID and your debit card and a little cash in this little kind of pocket in the middle right behind the keys. So you could just take that out instead of having to take a bag or a wallet or something. So that's a good thing about it if you're considering that piece. But that's item number 1 that does not work for everyone. Item number 2 that does not work for everyone is the Louis Vuitton Neverfold. I have 2 Neverfolds, the Damier Ebene and the Damier Azur. This is the old model, this is the new model. I have a really old video, it's like my first or second video that I did. The quality on it is terrible, but it compares the new and old models. I need to redo that. If you're interested in seeing a redo of that, let me know below and I'll do that sometime fairly soon. The reasons people gave for not being in love with the Neverfull, or not liking it even, were one, that it didn't have a zipper on the top. A lot of people want a bag that closes, and that's both for security and for weather. So like if it's raining or snowing on you, it gets into your bag and onto all your things inside. And then also security, people say you can just reach in. It's really not that easy. If you have this thing on your shoulder and you've got your arm over it, it's pretty secure. There's not a lot of room to reach in. Maybe on a GM, I don't know, I don't have a GM, mine's an MM. Certainly not on a PM, those are much smaller. but it'd be really hard to get your hand in my opinion. But a lot of people felt that they needed a zipper. Another reason people weren't interested in the Neverfold is that they feel it's oversaturated in the market. That just depends on where you are in the world. In some places you don't see Vuitton at all and you might be the only one that has it. In other places, like where I live, you go out and you see it everywhere. So it's not that uncommon. So that's really a personal preference. It doesn't have anything to do with the bag so much as your own outlook on how many people in your area have the bag and whether you want to look like everybody else or have something different. That's your thing. Item number 3 that doesn't work for everyone is the Pichette Matisse. I do not have this bag, but a lot of people just say it's too small. I've seen it in person. I've looked at it in person at a store. It is small. It'll fit, I don't have this in front of me, but this is about the same size. It'll fit an size LV Agenda in there, and it'll fit a few other things, but the bag is just a little bit bigger than this. That's the big issue with that bag, or the big complaint about that bag is the size. But I feel like if you're gonna get that bag, you already know it's a small bag, so you should be prepared for that, right? But maybe it's smaller than people realize, I don't know. A lot of people also feel that that bag is just a trend that they've seen on YouTube or Instagram. You don't see it so much in person. I think I've only seen one of them in person, and I'm in Houston where you see Vuitton everywhere. I think I've only seen one Pichette Matisse on someone in real life, other than on YouTube or Instagram. Item number 4 that does not work for everyone is the Speedy. This is my Speedy 30 and Damier Ebene. And people say, like with the Neverfold, that it's oversaturated, that everybody has them. But I have to say, there's a reason that everybody has the Speedy and everybody has the Neverfold. It's because they are classic bags. They will never go out of style. And they are very, very useful bags. This style bag will hold so much. And if you've never had one of these or held one or tried to put stuff in it, it might look, I don't know. For me, I felt like it looked a little small, like it wouldn't hold all my stuff. These things, I tell you what, especially the 30 size, which is the most popular, I heard somebody describe this as a black hole. It totally is. Your stuff gets lost in here if you don't have organization. So that's maybe another complaint, but then you can organize it and then it fixes that problem. Another complaint about the Speedy is the strap drop on the handles, that it's really small. So if you put it over your arm, depending on your size, it can be pretty tight. If I have a coat on or a thicker shirt, it's a little tight for me to have it on the crook of the arm there. But what I do, and I can't say that I recommend this for other people because the bag isn't made to do this with, but I've said this 1,000 times in my videos, I take the strap from my Trevi GM, which I don't have in front of me, and I attach a clip on one side and a clip on this side, and then the strap, and I just hang it as the strap and make that a shoulder bag. Now, if you were to do that, what you want to watch out for, and I look for this every time I take the strap off the bag, is I look at the stitching right in here and I make sure that it's not pulling that stitching too much. And the day I see that it is, I will stop using that strap because I don't want to damage the bag. I've been doing that for months and months now, and I've had no issues at all, and I keep this thing pretty heavy. So that just is a testament to me about how well these bags are made. The Alma has the same kind of thing where they have a clip built in for the shoulder strap on each side of the handle like that. I don't see any difference in how that's made versus this, so I feel like it can handle it, but I'm not going to recommend it to you because I don't want you to like blame me for your bag getting messed up. Personally, I love my Speedy 30. I think it's just about the perfect bag. It's my favorite bag in my collection at the moment and has been for a while. This is the bag that I highly recommend to anyone who is looking into Vuitton and wondering what to get as their first handbag. This would be my first choice. Get it in whatever print you want, but the Speedy 30, and get it in whatever size you want to. The 30 is the most popular because it's a fantastic size. It holds a lot. That brings me to item number 5, which is the Alma. This is not a bag I have, but the complaints about it were that it sits awkwardly on the body, especially if you have it crossbody. Because of the shape of it, it kind of tilts against your body and hangs kind of crooked. And people also said it's difficult to get in and out of. I've never had an Alma in my collection, but I did have an Alma style bag from another brand. It was shaped, that dome shape like the Alma. I found that it didn't hold much because the base is pretty narrow, and when you tried to pack it vertically that the zipper got wonky. So I know that that bag wouldn't work for me, but it's a beautiful style. It's one of the iconic classic Vuitton bags. If that's something that you really love, maybe it would work for you and you should give it a shot. Item number 5 that doesn't work for everyone is the Vuitton Artsy bag, pictured here. I don't have one of these. I've never tried one on. I've seen them in person. They are gorgeous, especially the handle with the braid. I think it's so beautiful. But that handle to me has always looked so uncomfortable because it's round and it looks hard, and I just feel like that would really hurt and not sit well on the shoulder. And that's one of the complaints that people said about it, that it's an uncomfortable bag to carry. It's made to be worn on the shoulder and in the crook of the arm, and I've also heard this bag, especially if you get it in leather, like the empreinte leather, is very heavy. And it is a big bag. If you've ever seen one in person, they are huge bags. So if you've got it stuffed with things, you've got not only a really heavy bag, but also all your stuff in it, so it's gonna be super heavy. So those are some of the complaints about the Artsy. It's gorgeous though. Item number 6 that doesn't work for everyone is the Louis Vuitton Delightful PM. Item number 6 that doesn't work for everyone is the Louis Vuitton Delightful. Mine is the original model, the PM size. There are GM sizes, there's a newer model, and then the latest version of this bag, they've renamed the Graceful. Complaints about this bag are that the strap is too short. I find that too. I actually take the strap from my Noe and I put clips on it and I attach that, and then I tuck the original strap around to the back like that, and then I hang the longer strap over where this hangs more at my hip, because right now it hangs at my shoulder like that and it's just a little too short on the armpit there. It's hard to get in and out of it that way. Some people also complain about there not being a closure, like a zipper on the bag. It does, like the Neverfold, it has these clips here where you can clip it closed for a little extra security. I don't know if anybody ever uses those things. Some other complaints about this bag with this particular strap is that when you're carrying it, it tends to slip off your shoulder. I've had that happen too, which is another reason I have the Noe strap on my bag. And another complaint is how it sits on you when it's open. So it will sometimes fold out like this, which isn't, in my opinion, all that attractive. What they tell you to do, or what I've heard they would tell you to do when they were selling this bag, is hold it like this, and then when you have your stuff in it and the strap up, you kind of push that down. Let me get it where it looks like it's supposed to look here. Kind of push that down in kind of a fortune cookie shape. And when you have your stuff in it, it looks a little better, but that works and that looks nice, but it's a little extra effort to make that happen. What I do love about this bag, I was thinking of getting the Neverfull in the monogram, the old style with this kind of interior, because I think that's really pretty, and every time I see one, I love that combination of this color with the monogram print and the florets inside. Because the new model, I think, has black stripes instead of the brown, and personally, I just don't care for that as much as this. But I just didn't want a third Neverfull. So when I found this, I thought that would be a great compromise because it's the same size as a Neverfull MM. PM size is the same size as a Neverfull MM, and it has the same look, but it's not a Neverfull. And it's a pretty feminine bag, hobo style. So far I found that it works for me. I don't think it's the perfect bag. It does have a few issues like the ones I mentioned, but I think there are ways around them, and I am really enjoying this bag so far. I like it a lot, and I'm glad that I got it. Item number 7 that doesn't work for everyone is Ebene straps. So when you get a bag in damier Ebene and it has handles or straps, so actually the handles on the Speedy, not so much. These are really comfortable. But the handles on the Neverfull, or if you have a bag that has a strap that goes over your shoulder, people complain that because it's coated and the leather is more stiff, quite a bit more stiff than the vachetta, that it's really uncomfortable and it digs into your shoulder. Personally, I haven't had that problem with the straps digging in. The only time the straps dig in is when I have my bags very heavy, weighted down, and that would be the case with any bag, so it wouldn't matter if it was vachetta or Ebene. The vachetta straps are definitely much more malleable and soft than the Ebene straps. The vachetta doesn't have coating on it where the Ebene does, but personally I haven't had an issue with that on my shoulders. I don't feel a difference myself. You can feel it in your hands, but I haven't felt it on my shoulders at all. Maybe that's because my shoulders are a little more padded than some other people's. I don't know, but I just haven't had that issue myself. But a lot of people have complained about that on the event straps, so that's something to be aware of. Item number 8 that doesn't work for everyone is the mini pochette. I think this is just the cutest little thing. It's adorable. It is so super cute, especially with the chain. It's very pretty. The problem with this thing is it's so tiny. It just doesn't hold much of anything. Maybe if you wore makeup, you'd have more things to put in it. Personally, I just keep my keys and my work keys in here instead of having a key holder. This is my key holder because my keys are a big thing. And then my work keys have my ID cards attached to them, so I need something bigger to put those in, and this works great for that inside my bag. I used it the night I got it, I think. I took it to dinner as my tiny handbag, and my phone, I mean, my phone fits in it. Here's my phone, but it just barely fits. It's an iPhone 6. You have to kind of wrestle to get it in and put it at an angle to fit it, and it's a little bit of a pain. So I'm glad I have it, partially because it was a gift and it has some sentimental value. But would I buy another? Do I want more mini pochettes in my collection? I don't think so. Personally, I just don't find it all that useful. Maybe I just haven't been creative enough with it because a lot of people love it. I mean, again, it's an adorable piece. I just haven't found that it works for me all that well, other than holding my keys. And item number 10 that a lot of people buy but find out it doesn't work for them is the Agenda PM. A lot of people get this because it's a versatile piece and it's a nice little SLG. It's pretty, it's cute. The price point is good relative to other Vuitton price points, but people find that it doesn't work for them, and the main reason for that is that the rings are so tiny. Look at that, it barely holds anything. These rings are so tiny, smaller than my finger. I don't think I'd be able to get my finger in there. I have recently heard there's a planner company out of Italy called Gilio. I think it's 2 words, but look for Gilio if you're interested. And some people are taking these rings out. There are videos on how to do that. I don't know how to do it, but I know there are videos. Some people are taking the rings out and replacing them with rings that are a little bigger from Gilio Firenze maybe, which is Florence. So that's an option. It's a piece that you see on the pre-loved market a lot because people get it and then they don't use it and then they get rid of it. There are a lot of uses for it though. You can use it as an agenda with the little paper in it, you know. You can use it as a notebook. It has these 3 card slots here. And if you combine that with these inserts, these card inserts from Filofax, each one of these holds 4 cards. You can use it as a wallet. I was doing that for a while, but I found that these inserts, the cards will stick in there and they're really tight and it's hard to get the cards in and out. So I got a different wallet instead. But the other use and the reason that I'm keeping this is that a passport fits in here perfectly. So there's a slot here on the front, and then there's another slot here on the back. You just put your passport in the front and back. You can take the rings out to do that, or you can just put your passport in one of the slots and then a paper or whatever in the other slots. And it's the perfect little secure passport holder. And then you could also have, you know, your ID, your credit card, your debit card, a little bit of cash in the other pocket maybe. And it's a fantastic little piece to use at an airport or to use when you're traveling. So it's great for that. I think so many of these are on the pre-loved market because people just don't know what to do with it. Maybe they don't realize they can use it for passports or something, I don't know. It is a versatile piece, so if it's something you think is cute and you want to add to your collection, personally I'd recommend it, but it doesn't work for everybody. That is all I have for you today. Please remember to like the video, subscribe if you haven't already, click the bell notification icon if you would like to be notified when I post a new video, and if you're on Instagram, follow me there. I'm autumnbeckman on Instagram as well as on YouTube. Thanks so much. Have a fantastic day. I will see you later. Bye.